can pumping iron do more than just build biceps? Science says yes, and the research might surprise you. It turns out lifting weights doesn't just sculpt your body, it may actually reshape your brain. Studies reveal that resistance training could boost memory, sharpen focus, and even protect against cognitive decline. So next time you're at the gym, remember, those dumbbells might be making you stronger and smarter. Let's dive into the fascinating science behind it. Today we will talk about, can lifting weights make you smarter? The research is fascinating. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Understanding the connection between exercise and brain function. To appreciate how weightlifting may influence intelligence and cognition, one must first understand the broader link between physical activity and brain health. Decades of research have established that aerobic exercise, such as running, swimming, or cycling, enhances brain function by increasing blood flow, supporting neurogenesis, the growth of new neurons, and elevating mood through endorphin production. However, resistance training works through different, and sometimes even more profound physiological pathways. Unlike cardio, weightlifting creates micro-tears in muscle tissue that require rest and nutrition to repair. This repair process releases a cascade of hormones and signaling molecules, many of which have systemic effects beyond just muscle growth. Among them are insulin-like growth factor 1, IGF-1, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, and testosterone, all of which have been implicated in supporting cognitive function, memory retention, and even emotional regulation. The role of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF. BDNF is a key protein that supports the survival of existing neurons and encourages the growth and differentiation of new neurons and synapses. Often described as fertilizer for the brain, BDNF is vital for learning and memory processes. Resistance training, particularly intense strength training, has been shown to significantly increase levels of BDNF in both animal and human studies. These increases are often seen immediately after exercise and with consistent training can remain elevated over the long term. BDNF enhances neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and rewire itself in response to new challenges or learning. Higher levels of neuroplasticity are associated with better problem-solving abilities, faster learning, and improved emotional resilience. This is where the link between lifting weights and getting smarter begins to crystallize. Hormonal cascades and cognitive enhancement. Beyond BDNF, resistance training initiates the release of several hormones that impact cognition. One such hormone is IGF-1, which not only supports muscle repair, but also crosses the blood-brain barrier to influence brain function directly. In the brain, IGF-1 promotes neuronal growth and repair, increases synaptic density, and enhances communication between brain regions. Studies in both rodents and humans have shown that increases in IGF-1 correlate with better memory retention, attention span, and executive function. Testosterone, another hormone elevated by resistance training, also plays a crucial role. While popularly associated with muscle growth and male libido, testosterone is equally important for cognitive functions such as spatial awareness, risk assessment, and decision-making. Elevated testosterone levels have been linked with quicker reaction times and improved mental rotation tasks, which are essential in fields that require strong visual spatial intelligence. Structural changes in the brain. Remarkably, lifting weights doesn't just affect biochemical signaling. It can also induce structural changes in the brain itself. A 2015 study published in Neuroimage used MRI scans to observe participants over 6 months of resistance training. The results showed increases in gray matter density in several regions of the brain, including the prefrontal cortex and the hippocampus, areas critically involved in executive function, emotional control, and memory consolidation. Moreover, weight training may improve white matter integrity. White matter facilitates communication between different brain regions, and its deterioration is linked with aging and diseases such as Alzheimer's. A study in the Journal of Gerontology found that older adults who participated in regular resistance training had better preserved white matter compared to sedentary counterparts. This preservation likely contributes to reduced cognitive decline and sharper mental faculties with age. Improvements in memory and learning. One of the most intriguing findings in the research is the specific effect of weightlifting on memory and learning. A study conducted at the Georgia Institute of Technology found that participants who performed a single session of intense leg presses shortly after learning new material were significantly better at recalling that material 48 hours later compared to those who did not exercise. The researchers believe that the stress response triggered by the workout may act as a signal amplifier, helping the brain encode and retain information more effectively. Another randomized controlled trial from the University of British Columbia focused on older women between the ages of 65 and 75. After 12 months of twice-weekly resistance training, the women showed marked improvements in memory tasks, as well as better conflict resolution and multitasking skills. These cognitive benefits were not observed in the control group that performed only stretching exercises, suggesting a unique effect of resistance training on cognitive domains. Resistance training versus aerobic exercise for brain health. While aerobic exercise certainly supports brain health, especially through increased cardiovascular fitness and oxygenation of the brain, resistance training appears to stimulate distinct pathways that offer complementary benefits. For instance, while cardio boosts BDNF through systemic oxygen delivery and endorphin release, weightlifting induces localized inflammation that triggers regenerative processes and hormonal cascades with neuroprotective properties. A meta-analysis published in Psychology and Aging compared the effects of resistance and aerobic exercise on cognitive function. It concluded that while both forms of exercise improved cognition, resistance training had a more pronounced effect on executive functions such as planning, inhibition, and mental flexibility, skills that are crucial for academic success and complex problem solving. Cognitive aging and resistance training. As people age, cognitive decline is often accepted as inevitable. However, evidence is mounting that resistance training can significantly slow this process. Weightlifting helps maintain not only muscle mass and bone density, but also supports brain volume and connectivity. Research from the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that older adults who engaged in strength training 2 to 3 times a week experienced slower rates of cognitive decline and had a lower risk of developing dementia. Additionally, resistance training combats age-related inflammation, a known contributor to neurodegeneration. Regular strength workouts reduce levels of inflammatory markers such as C-reactive protein, CRP, and interleukin-6, IL-6, both of which are implicated in conditions like Alzheimer's disease and vascular dementia. By managing systemic inflammation, resistance training may serve as a natural defense against age-related cognitive deterioration. Mental health and emotional intelligence. Another fascinating angle is how weightlifting can influence emotional intelligence and mental health. Regular strength training is linked with lower rates of depression, anxiety, and stress. The mechanisms here, both hormonal and psychological. Physiologically, lifting weights regulates cortisol, the stress hormone, boosts serotonin and dopamine levels, and fosters a sense of achievement and control. Psychological benefits that contribute to improved emotional regulation and resilience. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.